We're just gonna get right into it. These are the tools that are needed to make yourself a center part wig with a closure for some straight nice bundles. We have that, and here are the bundles. Closure 18 inch, 20 inch, 22, and 24. Got this here from Aliexpress. It is pretty bomb. I'll link it in the bio. And let's get into this. Mannequin head check. Then we have the cap. It's pretty good. You can get it at any beauty supply store. I got the medium. Then we're gonna go ahead and center it. Make sure that it's gonna be snug. There it is, the 18-inch 4x4 closure. It's a free part. Also, I must say this hair is really, really good. The root is so thick. You're probably gonna have to do some plucking and bleaching, but I'm not gonna be bleaching this. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna go on a dark skinned person who is my sister. So yeah, don't need to bleach it. She's basically that skin tone in her scalp, that is. So now, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and sew down this bad boy. First, we are gonna go ahead and center the closure on top of the cap. This is where the T-pins do come in handy. We're gonna get 4 to secure each corner. And once those corners are secured, you're just gonna go ahead with your needle. Make sure that you knot the end to basically secure it so it doesn't fall out. The type of stitch that I'm doing, it's kind of hard to explain, so it's best to look. Alright, right here, push it through. And it's always good to make sure that you're on the perimeter of the closure too. You don't want to really push it through the lace itself. Yes, that is the lace, but it's basically like the border of the lace. You just want to make sure that you sew there. And then we're just going to continue with that same stitch. Goes through, take the end, put it over, and you draw it through. Then you make a knot. I do the same type of stitch with the tracks too. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You're gonna see this type of stitching through this whole video. Oh, plus when you're doing stitches, it is so crucial to make sure that they're literally like a half an inch. I don't know, it secures it way longer. Plus this type of stitch, especially for the tracks, keeps it very flat. Especially when you want that type of scalp effect, you want to make sure that the lace is flat and the tracks itself is flat. Because when you think about it, you have the cap and then you have your hair under it. Especially when you have thick hair, you want to make sure that when you're creating the wig, it's gonna be flat as possible. Or if you're looking for the volume type, it wouldn't really matter to you. But yeah, this is the type of stitching. So now I'm just finishing up with a double knot here. And then also, when I make the knot, I don't just cut it right there. I bring the knot somewhere else and tie it down. It's pretty good to do that one. There won't be a knot at the front. It won't be visible. You want to hide that knot. Now we're just gonna go ahead, flip it around, and start it back as we should. We're just gonna go ahead and put some tracks here. You can see I'm kind of adjusting the pins. Alright, so here we have it. This is how it's gonna look. I just can't get over this hair, you guys. Like, I already started sewing hair, and I was just so amazed. Like, the hair was so soft, and the hair is so reasonable too. But yeah, there it is in all its glory. Look at those hands. The hair is so thick, guys. Like, I think everyone needs to get something from this vendor. Look at that. Okay, so proceeding to sew the hair. Okay, and now probably I'm gonna get a lot of backlash about this. I sew in my wefts Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. I sew in my wefts. I don't care. How long do you expect hair to last? It's not gonna be there for eternity. Also, it's not like you're gonna be like taking it out every minute and putting it back in. Then you would say, yeah, you're gonna run the needle through it every minute, and you don't want that. But yeah, I sew in my wefts, honey. It is more secure than anything else. And we'll be closely approaching the closure. This is where once you pass like the ear section, once you pass your ears, you're gonna wanna like sew it in a U form, because you have to do that. It's gonna go up to the closure. You wanna make sure everything is gonna be uniform at the end of the day. Because with hair, with sewing on hair, it's all about structure. And then this part right here is for those who don't believe in cutting wefts. I don't really like to cut wefts. It takes time. We're going to do the full method now. You're going to want to pinch the hair, and when it makes that little V right there, you're going to push the needle through, wrap it around 2 to 3 times, and then haul that baby through tight, because that makes it flat. And then we're just going to go ahead and proceed to sewing the wefts. Alright, and we're gonna do the full method here again. Make that small little V type of pinch. Then you can always go ahead and make a knot there too, even before you do it. And then you can make the V, which is folding the weft onto itself and piercing the needle through the weft. Make another knot right there, because you want to make sure that right there is extra flat. Also too, if you notice, instead of making like a straight line going across, I've slanted the hair just so it can frame the face, which is to be falling forward, so that way you can always make some bangs, cut some layers into that if you want, depending on the shape of person's head. You just want to make sure that it's gonna be there to frame their face. Layers does that, it works wonders. At this point, I've already cut the wig cap under the lace in the horseshoe shape, just like the shape of the closure itself. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and do some plucking. As you can see, it's giving very much Edo era in Japan. And we don't want that. We don't look like we're gonna star a film now, do we? Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead. We want to make it look as natural as possible, but there's only so much plucking you can do, especially since the closer, it's not like a frontal where you need to make sure it's gonna be especially thin at the sides. But this is for the middle. You don't want to go overboard with this, because it's right there at the top. It's gonna be the first thing someone's gonna see, which is gonna be the middle part, which is right there on your forehead. So you want to do minimal plucking, especially to the front. So right now I'm just parting a section of hair, and I'm just gonna be plucking behind it. And then right there, they already left out some baby hairs on the closure. I'm also gonna be plucking those too, because it is visible that some of the knots are big. So So I'm just trying to get out some of those fat knots right there. See that there? Now I'm just plucking out those baby hairs because I realized they were really thick. And I try to keep my focus to the end of the closure, because you don't really want to bring it to the middle either with too much plucking. That will just make it thin. Also too, when you do have the baby hairs out, you want to bring them backwards too, so you can make sure that it's not too thick or too thin with the plucking. That is still checking for big knots, plucking them out. And by this time too, I've already went ahead and made my part and used my hot comb. It is crucial to have a hot comb or a wand to make sure that the hair is laid down. So this wig is not made for me, it's made for my sister. So the light scalp that you're seeing right now, I'm showing where you can put some layers in the hair if need be to make sure that it frames a face. I went off camera and straightened out the hair to a flat iron. The hair is so soft, so thick. You need to get this. Thank you for watching.